Straight ahead on 12 News, something sweet, something a little salty, and something that's homemade. Plus, planning a vacation? Robbinsdale police have some tips to remember before you pack up and go. But first, a Maple Grove couple's wedding reception ruined by a couple of unwanted guests. 12 News starts right now. A Maple Grove couple had some unwanted guests at their wedding reception who did much more than just crash the party. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Johnson.
And I'm Alexandra Renslow. Two uninvited guests made their way to the reception at Edinburgh Golf Course in Brooklyn Park. But as Delane Cleveland explains, it's what they got away with that has police on the lookout.
It was beautiful. It was everything that we wanted the day to be.
Jesse and Jillian Gimbel's wedding day was months in the making.
Yep, 14 months was our engagement.
14 months to plan one of the happiest and most important days of their lives.
Lots of planning and organizing, color themes and cake tasting and the fun stuff.
Not included in their plans is what happened during their July 6th wedding reception at Edinburgh, USA.
We had a friend that was trying to put their card in the box and he couldn't find it.
That's because a man who wasn't on the guest list swiped the card box off the table and carried it out, as captured in the surveillance photo.
It's a very distinct box. I remember picking it out. I had plans to keep some, mementos in there from our big day and keep my bouquet in it.
She estimates that it contained about $1,200 to $1,500 worth of gifts and dozens of heartfelt notes.
So seeing him with it just kind of crushed me and made it all that much more real.
It's so rare.
Brooklyn Park Police Inspector Todd Milburn says this sort of case is extremely rare.
This is the first time that I can recall in my 20-plus years working for the city that this has happened to any type of facility here in the city.
Edinburgh security cameras caught the two suspects walking into the building. In fact, the female suspect even carried a card with her to blend in.
So we figure she might have been a distraction or just trying to figure out how close of attention maybe people were paying to the gift table.
Now Jillian, fresh off her honeymoon to Costa Rica, wants others to know her story, both as a precautionary tale.
We don't want them to lose the memories or have this stain on their special day like we do on ours.
And in the hope of finding the uninvited guests.
Hopefully we'll be able to track these two down and figure out how to take care of them from there, I guess.
Police suggest that couples position the gift table away from any doors, and they should also assign a person to watch the gifts at all times. Meantime, police say that wedding guests should write checks rather than stuffing the envelopes with cash or gift cards. Now, Mike and Alex, there is a bit of positive news that we can report here. The wedding guests, since they found out about this, they've been sending replacement gifts. So not all is lost here from that standpoint.
A pretty good picture of those two. You would think
somebody
maybe
would recognize
might
That is,
recognize them,
the police, they say they're optimistic. They're really hoping that someone will recognize those photos and or those faces and give them a call. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Delane.
Thanks, Delane. Well, new figures released this month shows how local cities are faring with crime. According to the report completed by the Department of Public Safety, several cities in the Channel 12 viewing area showed an increase in crime. New Hope had the biggest spike, increasing nearly 20% from the year before. Golden Valley also had a spike in its crime rate, though it still remains below the state average. And Crystal had a double-digit rise in its crime rate, which is based on 8 major cities, including 8 major crimes, that is, including burglaries and robberies. The city that had the biggest decrease in its crime rate was Robbinsdale, with a 9% drop. While Robbinsdale may have had a drop in its crime rate, the city is still warning homeowners to take extra precautions to curb burglaries.
Summer vacations create opportunities for thieves. 12 News reporter Carissa Wyant joins us now with some tips on how you can keep your home safe and secure. Carissa?
Mike and Alex, experts say that every 10 seconds, a home in America is burglarized. And the losses that stem from a break-in can take an emotional as well as a financial toll on a person. We spoke with Robbinsdale crime prevention specialist, Officer Chris Woodhall, today to get some tips on making your home safe and secure.
I would recommend you have a trusted neighbor pick up your mail as quickly as possible after the mail gets delivered. Even when you get big packages, sometimes the mail will stick out of the mailbox. That's an obvious sign that nobody's home and you're asking to be a target of crime.
Experts also advise homeowners not to publicize their vacations. Ask a neighbor to come into your home daily to change your drapery positions, giving the house a lived-in look, and keeping a radio playing to create the impression of a conversation. The Robbinsdale Police Department said that, like many police departments in our area, you can give them a call and let them know that you'll be away, and they will be happy to check on your home while you're gone. Mike?
All right, thank you, Carissa. Blame another one on Mother Nature. Weekend rain stalled work on Highway 169, creating delays for the Monday morning rush hour. Northbound lanes of 169 between Golden Valley and Brooklyn Park were supposed to reopen by 5 a.m. Instead, the lanes reopened this afternoon. MnDOT is resurfacing the highway.
Meantime, a popular park is closed to traffic now through the middle of September. Workers are repaving parking lots, roads, and some trails at Fish Lake Regional Park in Maple Grove. While the project is more expensive, park officials say the paver system being installed will allow water to seep into the ground rather than run off into Fish Lake.
It's a decent-sized parking lot, so when we think about the pounds of phosphorus and other pollutants that will be removed, it's significant, but there's also an educational component to that and kind of trying to set the trend for other municipalities or even private developments.
The work also includes replacing the boat ramp with one that will extend into deeper water. Coming up, a new business in Plymouth that's banking on two food staples, ice cream and French fries.
Then later in sports, highlights from the final day of the USA Cup soccer tournament.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. Kids will probably tell you July is way too early to talk about going back to school.
But work is already underway to collect school supplies for needy students, and the Anoka-Hennepin School District hopes to collect enough supplies for 1,500 students. Those supplies will be distributed in 2 weeks at 3 schools, including Evergreen Park in Brooklyn Center, Northdale Middle School in Coon Rapids, and Anoka High School. But right now, they only have enough for about 1/3 of the needy students they expect.
Our biggest need right now is backpacks, and we are taking new backpacks if people want to donate gently used. I also accept those, and we use those in our school food shelves. So all of our high schools, half of our middle schools, and Evergreen will have school food shelves. So we use the backpacks to send food home with families.
In addition to those backpacks, they're also looking for notebooks and folders. And if you can help, you're asked to call the Anoka-Hennepin Summer Support Line. That number's on your screen at 433-4695. Well, just in time for the hot days of summer, a cool business opens its doors in Plymouth.
It is a homemade ice cream and French fry shop that aims to satisfy sweet and salty cravings all in one business.
Hi, how are you guys?
On a hot summer day,
Could I possibly try the s'mores?
this latest Plymouth business hits the sweet spot.
I like ice cream with chunks in it.
Homemade hard scoop ice cream is the draw here. No need to drive to Minneapolis or St. Paul anymore to get it.
We like a nice, hard, chunky ice cream. We like big chunks of flavors in our ice cream, and it just was something we couldn't find here. We drive, 20 minutes or so.
Husband and wife Josh and Amy Albert are the team behind this business, and its focus on homemade, from the waffle cones to the ice cream.
Today we're making peppermint chocolate chip.
With 60 different flavors and around 20 available daily, this business isn't afraid to spice things up with creations like cayenne candied bacon and mango habanero.
We take, ideas from different flavors we've tried and seen, but we make it our own.
For those with a salty craving, hand-cut French fries are on the menu here as well. It's a winning combination among customers.
The ice cream is great. The fries are great. Like, the fries remind me of the State Fair, and I love it.
It tastes delicious. It's wonderful.
Very creamy, but a little crunchy all at the same time, and I kind of like that mixture.
Ice cream is often the stuff memories are made of, and this family-owned shop hopes it's found the right ingredients for sweet success.
I hope we create good memories for everybody that comes in here.
The business name Honey and Mackie's comes from nicknames the owners have for their two sons, so it really is a family affair.
Interesting combination,
Yes.
fries and ice cream.
And salty and sweet.
Why not?
Coming up, a chance to see big men wear kilts and throw heavy stuff around.
And up next in sports, we hit the links for highlights from State Open golf, plus golf tips from a local pro. John Jacobson is that and more when we come back.
No matter how much fun you had over the weekend, it's hard to top the joy experienced by a group of kids in Golden Valley.
Among them, Grant Bozier, who made the trip from North Dakota. He and other kids from Shriners Hospitals participated in the first annual wheelchair sports camp, and we caught up with the kids at Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute in Golden Valley. And for some of these kids, it was an opportunity to do things many of us take for granted, like shooting some hoops.
He learned to do that he doesn't get to do all that stuff, but it's very rewarding to see when he has the opportunity.
In addition to basketball, the kids also got to try wheelchair tennis and softball, and Grant's dad says the kids were incredibly grateful for the opportunity. John Jacobson joins us now with a look at sports, and a big weekend for softball.
A big weekend for a lot of stuff, yeah. We got a lot of things to get to, including softball. Numbers were up again this year for the Duck Duck Daze men's softball tournament, which is becoming one of the best city festival tourneys around. Angel Wright and TC Crush both playing out of Blaine, meeting in the final. Second inning, and Angel Wright's Tony Bristlin hits a gapper to left center field. Brad Rancourt comes around and scores on Bristlin's triple. A couple of batters later, Chris Renslow, not related to Alex, delivers a base hit to left center. Zach Hunter scores. It's a 4-run inning, and Angel Wright leads 6-2. But TC Crush chips away at the lead. Keith Coolidge with a single to center. Phil Roach scores on the hit. Bottom of the 6th inning, and it's Roach doing the damage with the bat. He launches one over the left center field fence for a 2-run homer, and TC Crush is down by just 1. They later tie it, and in the bottom of the 8th, it's Roach singling past shortstop. Adam Cherlick motors around to score the game and tournament-winning run as TC Crush edges Angel Wright 11-10 in 8 innings. The USA Cup soccer tournament wrapped up over the weekend with a handful of local teams playing in age division championship games. The Maplebrook Rush under-14 girls premier team facing Minneapolis United Express. Maria Van Hove, nice touch pass. Tori Jensen scores, and Maplebrook has a 2-0 lead. Later in the first half, Morgan Turner's shot is off the post, but Gabrielle Patera is there to tap in the rebound, and it's 4-0. Maplebrook leads 5-0 at the half. Second half, Ann Turner with a shot that the Minneapolis goalie deflects right to Jensen for the shot and goal, and that one makes it 7-0. Patera gets an assist, setting up Anna Byland for this goal as Maplebrook makes it look easy. They win the under-14 girls gold division title 9-0. Girls under-15 silver division B final between Golden Valley Inferno and the Puerto Rico High Performance Soccer Academy. It's Carla Balso-Lobre with the high shot into the Golden Valley net. That makes it 1-0 Puerto Rico. Golden Valley has a few good chances in the second half, but goalie Andrea Bergalo stops everything that comes her way, and Puerto Rico wins it 1-0. Under-17 boys silver division final. Plymouth Soccer Association Rebels meeting Universidad La Salle from Mexico, scoreless in the second half. And the Rebels' Jerry Freeman controls the long pass and then scores, and PSA leads 1-0. Rebels goalie Isaac Foote helps keep the score 1-0. He makes a diving stop on this one on his way to a shutout. Freeman gets loose again later in the half and finds the far corner of the La Salle net for his second goal of the match. That's all the scoring, and the celebration is on as the PSA Rebels take the title in the U17 Silver Division 2-0. The State Open Men's Golf Tournament wrapped up its 3-day run in Brooklyn Park on Sunday. Several local golfers survived the 36-hole cut to make it to the final round, including Derek Stendahl of Rush Creek Golf Club. He shot a 4-over par round of 76 to wrap up his weekend. Jack Holmgren just completed his junior year at Wayzata High School. He played pretty well at the Open. His 45-footer for birdie on number 17 comes up only about a foot short. He shoots a last round score of 73 and is 7 over for the tournament. Two-time Open champion Don Berry saves par with this putt on the par 5 12th hole. Berry cards a score of 74 on the last day and finishes tied for 33rd place. Jesse Bull out of Golden Valley Country Club shoots a 73 Sunday. He ties for 9th place overall. John Dutoit of Chaska won the Open in a playoff. Pretty much all of us who golf could use some help with our games. For the next several Mondays here on 12 News, we're going to a guy who will help us save some strokes. Here's our first tip. We're shooting our golf tips this summer out at Rush Creek Golf Course here in Maple Grove. I'm with Aaron Jacobson, who's no relation to me. He is the Director of Instruction at Rush Creek Golf Academy here. And Aaron, we have to start every hole on the tee box. That's where we start our first golf tip. Tell us about our tip for today and what we're doing on the tee.
Our tip for today is driving for distance. It's a very popular question. How do I get another 20 yards off my tee ball? It'd be nice to hit a shorter club into the green. So I've got 3 things for you. Number 1, we're going to first start with tension. Tension is a distance killer. Before you swing, try to waggle. If you're having trouble, feel like you do some circles before you're getting ready to hit the shot, just to feel like your arms relax, your wrists. Feel like you're holding a baseball in your hand and you're going to throw it. There's a firm grip on the ball, but yet your arm is very relaxed when you do the throwing motion to create power. So same feel in the golf, slight tension in the fingers, relaxed arms, shoulders, wrists. Second thing here, after you get the tension, is turning. Try to make sure you turn your lead shoulder, so for righties, your left shoulder, over your right knee, and then shift your weight so you end up in a balanced position over your lead foot. If you can do that, you're going to engage your big muscles, your stomach muscles, your leg muscles to help you create more power. Third thing, real simple. As you get your set up, you're relaxed, turn back, make sure you hinge your wrist here to about a 90-degree angle, and then as you swing through, rehinge it to a 90-degree angle on the finish. So if you put those 3 things together, you should be able to put another 15, 20 yards on your drive.
Thanks, Aaron, and that's it for sports.
Just as easy as that.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, John. We'll be right back.
A finally big, burly men who aren't afraid to show off a little leg.
Robbinsdale's Lee Park was the place to see strong men in kilts over the weekend and was the site of a Highland Games competition that got its roots centuries ago in Scotland. One of the events is throwing a 20 to 26-pound stone similar to the Olympic shot put.
The biggest draw for most athletes, I think, is the community and the fellowship and the almost the sense of brotherhood, I guess. You'll see people you haven't seen for a year, and you'll get a hug from a 450-pound guy, whether you like it or not. And I think a lot of people find the sense of belonging very addicting.
How could you not like that? Robbinsdale resident Brian Hare would like to see the games become a part of whiz-bang days. And perhaps the most grueling event of the Highland Games was throwing a 56-pound weight over a horizontal bar. That's the Scottish version of the Olympic high jump.
High jump.
So, now you know.
All right.
That's it for us.
We'll see you tomorrow.